Hi everyone. So today I'm going to present the Pro Local Streetscape project, and today's Archlabs Archive is number 7 of this project. So as you know from previous presentations, that the project is based in the UK, London, and specifically in the Edgware area, and I am very interested in the work of the architect Bernard Tsushimi, and he quoted that the ultimate pleasure of architecture lays in the most forbidden parts of the architectural act, where limits are perverted and prohibitions are transgressed. And the whole project is based in this area here, in this unsafe crossing in the Edgware area. And this illustration illustrates the main issue, which is the people are crossing on the dual carriageway unsafely. So this is the location, and specifically on the Google Maps, you can see it there. This is a dual carriageway, and they're very fast cars that pass this area. There is a residential closed road here, which is Mount Grove, and the main postcode for this project is HA8, which is this area here. So some observations, some images of the crossing, and during nighttime as well. And as you can see in this photograph, there is a person crossing there at night. So the only light is this little box there. So we've done some side road sketches. So this is the sketch of the closed Mount Grove, and this is a sketch showing the closed road, which is Mount Grove, and the crossing in the background, as you see there, where the car is. I am thinking of adding some color into these illustrations, which make them more pop out, I think. So this is the two sketches are showing the crossing in two views. So one of them from this side, and one of them is looking at the dual carriageway. And as you can see, it says no entry, keep clear, but people are crossing, really. I mean, yes, keep clear for the cars, but as you see there is a boundary fence there. So this little spot is the only part where people this is the only part where people stand and cross, and there is a little one there here. Okay, I'm just gonna. So I'm trying to show in the illustrations what the issue is of the project, what I'm looking at. Some site analysis of the area and the residents, which I presented in previous archives. This is the site analysis illustration of the area from bird's eye view. So as you can see, there is a pedestrian bridge, which is 270 meters away from the crossing point, which is here. And there is also a subway, which is down that way, and it's very far as well. And there is bus stops. So even if people don't want to cross, if they want to take a bus going that way, they will need to cross to this side to take the bus, and vice versa to the other bus stop as well. So I was suggesting the idea of creating a zebra crossing in the area, which is not a controlled traffic light crossing. It's just it gives a priority for the pedestrians to cross. So cars always stop before a zebra crossing and people cross. But there is a flashing beacons that shows the zebra crossing from far away, very clear, unlike the ones currently. I was inspired by these colored crossings in London that were done in central London. And I did implement this small intervention in the bird's eye view where I've put this zebra crossing here. But I felt it's a very minimal change. So I went ahead and started throwing down some ideas into this concept diagram. So I am thinking about cyclists, pedestrians. It's like a passage that connects these two areas. It's only in Edgware, but it can be placed like in other places. It's a place to socialize. It's an architectural piece. There's light and playing with shadows. It's like an archipelago for local people. There is the dual carriageway, the cars, local people. So that's the issue. And how safe it is. How safe is the crossing, really? And the president architect that will be guiding me through this project is Bernard Tashimi. He's an architect and a theorist, and these two manifestos were done for they were advertising for architecture by him. To really appreciate architecture, you may even need to commit a murder. So he is, challenging the boundaries, challenging the typical familiar ideas of architecture. And my project, I feel, is kind of similar, which is about movement and cars and people and how safe the crossings are created there. And in terms of distance, like the bridge is very far, people barely use it. So I am kind of playing with the idea of how safe a crossing can be and the movement of people in the cars. And in his book, The Manhattan Transcripts, he also created this idea of events. So an event, which is number one, and then number two is an object or a building, and number three is the movement. Event, building, object, movement. Event, building, and movement. And this is kind of, I really like the way that he is presenting these events. And I feel like I want to try this in this project. So I started kind of doing similar thing into my project, which is the event, how safe. And I took the illustration that I did. I've done the first one, which is the event, which is the crossing, basically, number one. And then number two, it's the building or the object, which is the crossing, the unsafe crossing. And it says, keep clear, but people are crossing. And then number three, it's the movement. So the cars are moving and the people are moving as well. So that's the event. And then I looked at a precedent study, which is called Floating Archipelago Pedestrian Bridge. It has some guarding areas, some seating areas, and people are walking above the city. It's in China, and it's designed by FCHA architects. The concept, the program diagram, is joining the walking and the cycling event together, but not intersecting each other. And there's like some kind of amphitheater or music that's going on this passageway. Planters, a lounge and a shade, elevators, stairs or ramps going up to the passage. And the main, this is kind of, I feel, I still need to build up on this, a program diagram still. But I started sketching since last archive. And I've presented this to the team. However, it did take me to the 3D model, but I felt like this is too early still. So I've done a shadow study. So based on a president I looked at, which is Tim Noble and Sue Webster, and they are two shadow and light artists. They do work together to create these shadow art pieces from scraps or from wooden pieces, layered in levels to make these shadows like you see. And I was really interested in this installation where I tried to do my own. So started doing that and trying to find the form of the passage that I want to present as a piece of architecture through this shadow study. So these are several ones that I've done. This one is kind of different because this one is a model / shadow art study. And this is another precedent study that I've been looking at, which is called Eco Pavilion, which is in Mexico. And it is a temporary pavilion that was composed in between the two courtyards of the building. And these ropes create these flooded shadows of the people and the ropes, and creates this very beautiful piece of art that shows movement and the changing of the pattern changes throughout the day because of the light, obviously. And that's another side of the project that I want to explore as well. So thank you so much for listening, and that's it for today.